Well, hello, everybody. It is time for Trash Talk Tuesday morning, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
here. Glad you're here with us, too, because, we wouldn't even think of being anywhere else on a Tuesday morning than right here doing Trash Talk.
Yeah. I thought of bed, but other than that, no. I mean,
Yeah,
other than bed,
Yeah, Trash Talk, get some sleep. Trash Talk, get some sleep. It's really a toss-up. But but hey, one thing we know for sure is that you can always get the very, very best in food, sandwiches in particular. Patriot Sandwich Company. Geez, those sandwiches really on the screen really look good, and that's exactly the way they look when they come to your plate at Patriot Sandwich Company. They're in Denton, Texas, and man, they are super nice people. And every purchase you get, if you mention Trash Talk, you're going to get a free drink. And also know that a portion of your purchase goes to help our veterans.
Absolutely.
David Jordan and his friends over there, great people helping out our veterans. So support them, support the veterans. And hey, we got all kinds of football games and everything coming up now. Great way, run over there, pick up a few sandwiches to sit and have while you're watching the games.
Yeah, I think, between, football, college football is winding down, going into the bowl game season. Actually, college football is probably over. I can't remember.
And the basketball season has started already.
Yeah, I just watched a great basketball game the other night with the Detroit Pistons and the Lakers. And now, unfortunately, the Pistons lost, but only by like 5 points. LeBron James got ejected. There was almost a fight. My kind of basketball, let me tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
There were a couple of football games over the weekend that had a couple of altercations too. It's getting down near the end of the season, and everybody
let it go. Let it go.
Clear the benches.
I love it.
I mean, everybody wants to be like hockey. In hockey, it's not about scoring; it's about clearing the benches. It's
about fighting, man. Fighting. Yeah, I know. That's great. But Patriot Sandwich Company, going back to that real quick, they did a great thing last year for Super Bowl. So we'll keep you guys posted if they do that again coming up, because they had a great deal. So
they made some party trays that were absolutely incredible and all. Absolutely. And we will keep you posted on that. We'll let you know. So hey, You've been down a tough road the last month or so with your vehicle. So I thought got room right here for the old clunker.
Let's put her in there.
And you're out there looking for a new one, but
it's happening.
So the first thing you said was you were on your way home and you put your foot down on the brake pedal and oops.
I laugh because if you don't laugh, you're going to cry or you're going to break something. So, and I might do both at the same time. Yeah, I put my foot down on the brake pedal and things were not stopping. I was like Vin Diesel. I was just, I rolled into the brake plus, swirled around, parked it, and was like, y'all got to fix this.
And all of a sudden you learned how to use your emergency brake. Yeah,
you can do that, by the way. That's not a thing that they just show in the movies. It works.
Right. And where we live, it's relatively flat. I remember.
Yes.
I remember once when we lived out, down in Florida, there were places where there were like up ramps, and you see them on the highway for the trucks, the runaway trucks.
Yeah.
They have a runaway truck ramp that goes uphill, so that will help you stop. You can't find an uphill around here.
There ain't no hills around here.
Slow your car down. I mean, and you can't stop on an on-ramp onto the expressway. That goes up, but you can't stop there. So.
Well, and the road, for those of you that don't know and aren't listening from the area, this is a dangerous road anyway. Okay, 380 is like the NASCAR, like it's the Autobahn.
Right.
And it's a horrible road, which they need to do something with. Whoever planned that, it's piss poor planning. I don't care if they were, living in the farms when they planted it. It was piss poor planting. It's dangerous. You can't stop anywhere. It's dark. I mean,
not only that, but I noticed ever since, because I was on 380 the other day, ever since you told me that story, I realized there isn't even an adequate shoulder on the side of the road. It just drops into like a ditch. So,
absolutely.
you either got to stop on the road or as much off the road, but you can't pull off of the road and sit there and put your flashers on and wait for help, because you're going to end up in a ditch.
Yeah. And you know what the thing is, there's no divide on that road, and people are going anywhere between 60 and 80.
Right.
Just like leaving my apartment complex, that's like Russian roulette. I mean, seriously, like you got people trying to go straight, left, right. I mean, it is literally the biggest cluster F I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy.
And I find very often here, especially in Texas, and I'm sure a lot of other places where people live around the country, sometimes when you have to enter and turn left onto a busy highway, you're better off turning right and driving to the next light and turning left, and then turning left, and then turning right to go the opposite direction. Because otherwise you could sit there and, until the sun goes down trying to get out onto the highway and make that left turn.
That's exactly it. And I've had to go left a few times. Most of the time I go right because that's just where the areas I go. But I've had to go left, like going out to Patriot Sandwich Company. I got to go left. And if you try to go at like 10 o'clock in the morning, forget it. Just forget it. Don't even bother. Just go right and do a big, whatever you got to do, because it's literally, and that, like I said, it's dangerous because nobody's paying attention. So it's fun.
I always wonder who was the guy that thought, okay, if there's 3 lanes going north and 3 lanes going south, we'll put this 7th lane in the middle. And
right.
That's for people to turn left. But it's the same lane in both directions. So all of a sudden you need to turn left, but there's somebody else coming straight at you that's sharing that same turn lane that wants to turn. Now you're stuck.
You're stuck. I was coming home the other night and I got in that 7th lane to turn left, but there was somebody coming out of my complex turning left. Then there was somebody on the other side turning left, and then I was facing somebody, and I'm like, no wonder everybody's dead. Like, no wonder this, like, just put a light in there. Just put a freaking light in there.
So you decide, oh, okay, look, I'll be a nice guy. I'll back up to let you turn left.
I don't do that.
Can't do that because now somebody just pulled up behind you.
There are no nice guys on 380. Survival of the fittest. It is Mad Max in the Thunderdome, and you just got to go with it.
Yeah, that's why people keep buying larger SUVs.
Well, that's why I'm going to have to. Otherwise, my car's just going to fall apart. It can't take it.
So, all right. So you had your issues with your brakes, and you got the brakes fixed. And
sure did.
Now comes the moment. Now what happens to Brandon?
Well, not too long. I mean, it wasn't long after that, at least a couple weeks, let's say 2 weeks, which really isn't a long time. I've been driving around, went down to Waco, drove back from Waco. I'm driving down another road that's not as dangerous as 380, but still not a great road, 423 for all those that live by us. And I'm probably doing 35, 40. I'm not at full speed yet. Not that my car is like the Enterprise. It full speed, who knows what that is, if my car can even handle it. And I'm going, all of a sudden, while I hear this thump sound, my hood flies open, okay? As I'm driving and leans up against the windshield. And I'm like, and I got my son in the car, so I can't say half the things I want to say. And I've got to remain calm, cool, and collective, which those words for me are, that's a struggle word, Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, my son's like, hey, why did it pop open? And I'm like, it's the story of my life. I don't know, So I'm like, I got to lean over. Well, again, I'm on a road. There's no side. There's nothing.
You're trying to, oh,
Yeah. And so I'm looking and I'm like, well, there's nobody in this lane. I guess that's where I'm going to park. So I move, I put my hazards on. And I'm like, buddy, stay in the seatbelt. You're not helping me with this, because he'll want to get out and try to help, you know? And I get out, I lower it down enough so I can see. I keep my hazards on. I make it to the subdivision. I go in, I'm looking, I can't see anything that's like, that would cause this hood to pop. But the side of it, the two sides are bent. One bracket snapped off, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I managed to get it locked in. I drop him off. I have to go to work, of course. And I drop it off at the shop by my work. The guys there are great. Shout out. You guys are awesome. You guys know who you are. Actually, one of you guys does listen to the show. So most recently, since I've been in there 17 times. But if you guys want to be a sponsor and trade auto parts.
They thought you were on the payroll. You show
Right,
up
no
every
kidding.
day.
I bring them donuts every time. You got some freaking donuts. Yeah. But they looked at it. They replaced that bracket. I mean, they literally like welded a bracket out, like they fixed it. And they said, look, your mechanism that locks it is not damaged. Everything's fine. Who knows? Like the false, we can't figure out. There's some theories that maybe when I got my oil change before I went down to Waco, that potentially it wasn't hooked all the way. I don't buy that. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed it. And there's no way going to Waco on a freeway 70 miles an hour that would have popped. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I have no idea. It's the death trap. It's like that movie with the killer car that's trying to kill you, that's possessed. I forget the name of that movie, but it's my car's trying to kill me.
So this car doesn't have long in your family.
No, and then I thought maybe I better just be nice to it. And like, you know, like I talked to it the other day. I was like, hey, listen, dude. I was like, I need you to last a little bit longer. I just washed you. I vacuumed you out. Like, you know, Luke didn't spill anything on you this week. Like, just, you know, like I'm like, what would you like? Would you like the higher oil, you know, like the real premium stuff, you know? But I got to be honest with you. I'm ready to take it out back with a baseball bat. And it's going to get ugly.
Well, it's a low mileage car, right?
Yeah, 135,000 miles, 2012. Look, it did its job. It served its purpose. It did. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah,
it's paid off. I haven't had a car payment in God knows how long, you know. But
well, that's about to end.
Yeah, now it's time to put a bullet in her, call her a day. You know, you do the same thing with your wife. You know, like when you have a wife and it's time to put her out the pasture, you put her out the pasture.
That's right. You know,
that's what I did.
But I won't touch that line.
No, you can't. Your wife's not there. I'm just talking to everybody else.
That's right. Yeah, everybody else's situation. But so, all right. So now you're out on the auto purchasing trail, looking to
yeah.
to buy.
That's a fun experience.
Not a bad time of the year to do it though, because prices be pretty good. You know,
for sure.
Just got to find the dealership that says, "Oh, we just need a few more sales to make our numbers."
Yeah, and look, I'm a simple guy. You know, cars are not my thing, so I don't get excited over cars. I mean, there are some cars I get really excited about, but as far as like, oh, I got to have this, that's not me. I want a safe car that doesn't decide to kill me. Right. And I want, you know, one that I can travel on and keep for a while. That's it. Looks good, decent gas mileage, not too expensive. You know, I'm good to go.
With the traffic around here, you might want to consider a used Hummer.
Yeah, that would be cool too. Well, yeah, but then I'd have to pay $39 a gallon for it.
Well, that's true.
But you know what? Hey, a fun moment, because most of the time we go to the gas station, we're all frustrated. You know, we're all like, what the heck is this crap? Fun moment though. I saw gas in Waco and I obviously got it there. It was $2.89. So there you go.
I think we just passed a station the other day or something where it dropped below $3.
we're excited about it too.
But-
That's just.
But hey, hold up your cup again. Yeah, you see, everybody complains about $3 for a cup for a gallon of gas.
This is not Starbucks. This isn't a Starbucks cup.
Oh,
You can't see it because it's faded.
oh,
It
Stardust.
Yeah,
Stardust coffee.
it's a David Bowie cup. Okay, it's David Bowie. All right, I don't
All
want to hear
right.
about it.
I like that. but it is funny how people are drinking coffee that's $5 and $6 a cup and everything, complaining about, oh my God, $3 for a gallon of gasoline.
It's true, but you know what? With that coffee, and I know because the month of November, I spend more money at Starbucks than any other month because I like all the pumpkin crap. But it's over. It's so I'm done with that.
Yeah.
The thing about the coffee though is you can spend $6 on coffee. I'll still get further in life than I will with $6 worth of gas.
Well, right now you get further than you can in your car.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and that's the other thing about the car. Like it used to be cheap to fill up. Now it's like $39, $40, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't even want it. Yeah, whatever. What are you going to do? That's enough.
Kind of
about
throws you
myself.
back to your teenage days where when you got your first car, you used to go to the gas station and you used to put $3 in.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, whatever you
Yeah.
had, when it got to the E, you just, if all I got $3, then I'll just put $3 worth of gas in.
You remember? So when the earliest and the cheapest gas I remember is about 79 cents, maybe 69 cents. And that was when $5 got you somewhere. But I used to smoke back then too. And cigarettes were like $3, $2.50 for a pack of, Camel Reds, which I used to smoke. But I'd go with like $7. We'd get a pack of cigarettes, get my gas, roll around in my hoopty. And those were the days, minus the smoking. Those were the days, man.
Hey, I remember going to the movies as a kid, and my dad would give my sister $1 and give me $1, and I'd get candy, a hot dog, drinks,
Jeez.
popcorn, all kinds of,
Wow.
and then give my dad change.
Wow. Hey, you know what? We went to a FC Dallas game not too long ago, and they had dollar hot dog night.
Really?
That was awesome. And you know what? The hot dogs were still better than the ones that you can buy in the store. So that was cool. Luke and I got 4.
They do that here at the Rough Riders games.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is a Wiener Wednesday.
Was my ex there?
Hot dogs are $1.
Oh God! Yeah, you started this.
I started.
You let the train out of the station, man. Yeah. What about you? You ever have those moments where you just feel like every time you turn around, you're throwing your hands up in the air?
Well, yeah, I think we all have, and to where you just say, what else can happen? And then it does. Yeah, I'm finished. I got a flat tire or so, and then I got home, and the disposal doesn't work, and the drain is backing up, the toilet won't flush.
Yeah.
And then what can happen? So you say, "The hell with this! I'm going to bed." And you get into bed, and one of the legs on the bed collapses. So it's like there is somebody that's watching over you.
Well, you know what? It's like I felt like we did that. We've been down this road as a country and as a human race for the last year and a half. We're like, what else?
Right.
What else?
Right.
Enough. And you ever notice it always happens? Maybe it's just me. It always happens around this time of year.
Well,
and I think
you're in a hurry.
You're in a hurry and you're spending more money than you normally spend. So anything that'll go wrong, it's like, oh, well, we know you're broke, but here you go.
And whatever you got in your pocket, you just spend it. And then you get in the car, and now the E-light goes on, and you realize, oh man, now I got to get some gas. And
it's stressful. It's stressful.
Right. And you put the credit card in, and it says denied.
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever done that in a store? Gone in and they give them a credit card and it won't go through? This happened to me recently, and it's only because that stripe on the back of it couldn't read it or something. I don't know whether it was dirty or whatever, but I put it in and it won't take the credit card. I know I got
Right.
I got the limits. So then you take a second credit card and all to see if that one works. And there's always like 3 or 4 people behind you in line that are saying, "Oh man, another deadbeat."
I've had it happen, or like they have the chip reader, so the chip won't work. And then you've got some stupid 12-year-old kid back there who's like, well, I don't know what to do because I haven't been trained properly because I'm an idiot. Right. And then they don't know how to enter it manually. And then they got to ask somebody, am I allowed to do that?
Right.
At that point, I'm just like, I don't even want anything anymore. Like, can you take your gas back?
and you're standing there. And then this kid, like you said, that's behind the counter, goes to the microphone and says, "Credit help on aisle 3."
Right. Which basically just says we got a loser up here.
Yeah. And of course, everybody in the store wants to see who's on aisle 3 now.
And you're already tired because you didn't get any sleep because the leg fell off, For me, last night, oh my God, I had to text you this morning. Hey, I'm running late. Story of my life. And I went to bed at a decent time. Decent. Normally, I kind of stay up a little bit later, on days that, again, my son wasn't with me last night. I worked all day. I just wanted to unwind, watch a little basketball. I watched the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I'm going to watch again today. It was great, and I went to bed, decent hour, and I fell asleep hard, like done out. 3 a.m., which is the witching hour anyway.
Yeah.
3 a.m., I wake up, jumped like my house was falling apart, because I heard something so loud, so intense, like this noise. And when you're sleeping, it could have been like the cat meowing and it would have sounded like a lion, Yeah. And I'm like, what was that? And I thought I was dreaming. I look at my phone and it says 3 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't like this, because there's a whole spooky thing with that. But anyway, and I hear it again and I'm like, oh, that's an owl. And I love owls. I think owls are amazing and I've had cool experiences with them. But I'm like, God, that's really loud. Like, holy. And I'm like, well, maybe it's back on my patio again, because I've had that happen. So I go out on the patio and I'm like, beautiful night out or morning. I don't see him. I look over, it's on my windowsill, just chilling. And he wasn't very big. He was medium sized. I'm not an owl expert. I'm not Ranger Rick, so I don't know. But I looked at him and he just sat there. Normally owls are like, they don't like to be seen. They're like, I'm out. Like, I think owls would make the greatest pets. They're just like, I'll see you later. I'll come out when I feel like it. But he just looked at me, turned his head, looked at me, and I was like, hey, dude, and I go back inside and he does it again. And I'm like, I don't want to scare him away because number one, I think they're cool, but I'm also like, dude, come on, bro. Like, just go on the patio at least. So it's a little bit away from my window. He was there for 20 minutes, no doubt. And then he took off. I heard him fly away. So I couldn't sleep. I went back to bed at like 5:45, 6 o'clock.
That's what you get for liking owls.
I know. Then I started to think, because there's so many different meanings and beliefs with owls. They say that that's an omen of good luck, but then some people believe that's an omen of death. And I'm like, great.
Well, with all the movies you watch, it could kind of go either way.
Yeah, I don't need death. Like, I don't even need good luck. Just be there. Like, how about it's just a cool thing? Like, I don't need death. So needless to say, I'm fearful of driving today because now I just saw an owl. So who knows what that means?
Right.
My tires are going to explode. I'm going to get ejected out of my seat. Who knows what the hell's going to happen?
And you still got to wonder if the hood is really secure on the front of the car.
I'm literally going to take duct tape and just around the entire car, saran wrap, super glue, put a nail in it. But the guy, hey, I do trust the guys at this shop. I mean, they had it for like 5 hours and they were sending me pictures. And that was, what was that, a week ago? Not even. So
maybe one of the guys at the shop wants to buy your car.
Yeah. You know, I looked at how much when I traded in with it, it's not a pretty picture.
Yes, used car available, used to have low mileage.
I'm like they told me what it is, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit higher just because it's a vehicle, but they told me what it was, and I'm like, great. Well, that's just going to go right to whatever car I have anyway.
If there's anybody that's watching the show that's looking for a used car that's got a few extra miles on it, just had a brake job, and all, it has a convertible front hood. So
it's got a lot of new stuff on there: new tires, new brakes, new oil pan.
And that's always the way. What you finally get to the point where you have to trade it, and you realize, I just put all this money into it.
Look, if somebody could buy it and buy it for parts, you might be able to make more if you piece it. But I'm not that guy, so.
Right.
Anyway, we'll find out. I'm probably going to go get an owl. Go look up owls and make sure that I'm not going into some weird territory.
Right. Well, if anybody is looking for you, we'll follow up on this, and maybe we'll feature your new car.
Yeah, or maybe you'll feature me on the side of the road and I'll do a trash talk live from the side of the road.
Yeah, or with your luck, you'll get the new car and then it won't start.
I told you I don't like cars. I don't even want to drive.
Maybe invest in a small helicopter.
Right, or a
to get from here to there. Anyway, y'all stop back and see us again next week. We'll follow up and keep you updated on what the latest transportation issues are with Brandon.
Stay tuned.
And, in the meantime, go out and get another cup of coffee. Make sure to tune in again next Tuesday, 8 a.m. on Tuesday, for another edition of Trash Talk. Go out and make it a good one.
See you later, guys.